Tropical, except that I've got a trench coat on. Maybe I should take this thing off.
You've been hanging out with the Matrix gang again, huh? All right. Question number one. Like I said, take your time and then say what you want to say. How does it feel to be number one as a solo artist in a voting by your peers?
Well, my first inclination is that this is a great big honor, and I'm sort of like a bloodhound. I put my head down and I stick it up, and all of a sudden I'm in a new place. Sometimes I get lost, and in this town we don't have a huge market, but there are no other flamenco guitarists around, so I would expect to be the best flamenco guitarist in this town. But the biggest thing, it's just an honor, and I did know that and this was a contest of peers, and it feels very nice to be thought of so highly amongst my peers, because as you know, this business can be quite cutthroat.
I'm going to move this just a hair. Okay, next question. Is it true that prior to being a flamenco guitarist, you were a heavy metal guitarist?
This is true. I still have dreams of talking to Jimi Hendrix. I think they're dreams. Yeah, I cut my teeth on electric guitar, and I probably played electric guitar up until a good portion of the time that I was here in Wilmington. I played some electric with various groups, mostly blues and jazz. But yeah, heavy metal and hard-edged rock and roll was a passion of mine. It didn't quite reach the passion that I have always had for flamenco, but that was something that I could grasp. And it's just taken the last few decades of my life before I could actually have the dexterity and the manual skills to approach flamenco techniques. So, but yeah, I have a place in my heart for that hard, gutsy rock and roll guitar.
Now, what made you switch to flamenco, taking up flamenco, getting involved with flamenco music?
There's a lot of factors that weighed into my decision to go to flamenco, and now exclusively flamenco. I didn't want to be one of those aging rock and roll people who, you know, though they can still play and rock out, they just look silly doing it. Much like the Rolling Stones, of course, that's the Rolling Stones, they can do that. I myself just felt that I retained more of my, not a lot more, but a lot more of my dignity pursuing something that was a little bit more classically, so that when I'm 60 years old, I want to be able to sit down on a stool and play my guitar and have it be elegant, classy, a performance such as that. Whereas if I were a rock and roller standing up on a stage strapped down with a guitar and a Marshall amp, it kind of looks incongruous to what rock and roll, the image of rock and roll was to me. So that was one reason, and perhaps the other reason, why did I go from rock to flamenco? I saw a little old man, I shouldn't say little old man, he was perhaps 40 years old at the time, but I was only 18, and I saw him woo a room full of girls away from me. They were the girls that had come for me, and I saw him woo them away from me in just a few flamenco licks, and I knew then this has a power a little bit stronger than rock and roll. So